I can't help myself.
That was awesome.
What's up, everybody? Wes, Hank, and Andy.
Josh is speaking Japanese or something.
Yeah, man. That's how did you get your keyboard to do that?
Or did he actually hit a button there? Like,
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Here we are again. Unfortunately, Gaz couldn't be with us tonight. He's a little under the weather. We wish you well all the way from here to the comments. This week, where are we at? We are Phase 3, Wave 5 and 6. And we're getting into some interesting things here because there are, dare I say,
no,
some fan favorites in this assortment. Because it became a bit a point of contention in our private chat this week as to who might be the best in show.
I was robbed.
But you know what? You know what, though? I got to tell you, when we get to that portion of the show, when we go to award the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery, we polled the viewing audience, at least those of you who touch base with us on social media. You would have seen a preview for this week's figures on our social channels, and we were looking for your votes. That is going to be a regular occurrence going forward. So you'll be able to do that every week that we do a Back in Black series. You'll get a preview of the upcoming week's figures. You'll be able to vote on your favorite, and it's going to be one vote per person, per platform that we are on. And as you can see, we are everywhere. So check them out and do vote for your favorite figure each week. Then come back and see Sunday nights who's going to get the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery. No chin straps allowed.
No chin straps.
All right. I want to get right to it this week because there's a lot to cover. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 7 this week. I feel that's a pretty reasonable number. Oh, no. Am I starting on the wrong slide? Please tell me I'm not. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, here we go. Whew. Let's dive in. This one, oh, by the way, 2016, no price jump. We're still at $19.99 US.
An acceptable price.
Very much acceptable. Yeah. This is our episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Jango Fett. Now, I love that. Let's put that up. Hank, do you have one in hand? There he is. There's Jango the Mango. This figure, when it came out, I was super, super, super excited to get this figure. Because up until now, we've only had one other Mandalorian, and it was Boba. It was Boba. But now we got Jango.
Pretty nice.
Thank you for showing off Jango for us. That was great.
No problem.
He's unchained from his package.
Yes, you do mean the box, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Django Unchained.
Oh, that was you,
From
Wes.
his package.
You gave me that at Christmas.
Oh, right. So that is the original, which is the one that we were looking at now. This one is going to get another release as part of the Gaming Greats line.
Slightly derpy face, but not crazy bad.
Wow. Let's go back to yours because we can do a comparison. Yeah, it's pretty derpy. It's hard not to point out the derp on that.
Yeah.
Derpity, derpity,
He rocks
derp.
his helmet pretty thoroughly.
Right. So this is one of those figures, much like the first release of Sabine Wren, where it's like helmet on or helmet off. No, it's helmet on.
Helmet on. For sure.
We get 2 blaster pistols, the Westar 34, as well as the jetpack, and a removable helmet. With the helmet on, I think this figure looks great. Depending on how you have the head positioned, you may or may not see a little bit of the chin. But I don't feel that that's egregious in any way. And I think very highly of this figure. And if I didn't get the Gaming Greats, and I have to tell you, part of me wanted to keep that backpack so that I could swap them.
Yeah.
Of course, if you have this backpack, if you have any Mandalorian, you already have this backpack several times over because we are about to dive into the mountain of reuse that is most of the Mandalorian figures. I can't tell you how many Mandalorian characters have been based off this body. The Mandalorian, the Super Commando, this guy. I still think that chest piece is still going. And it might even be the latest one that I have. I've got one of the Shriek-Hawks that I think still uses that chest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
One of the biggest beeps I have about it is that there's no swivel in the thigh. So,
No.
That's one of my favorite articulations that the modern Black Series have. It makes posability so much more believable.
I mean, he looks pretty good standing there, though.
Pretty imposing.
I mean, it's not quite museum pose, but it's not far off.
No.
I think the coloration on him looks good. He's faithfully this is a pretty faithful recreation of what we saw in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that along with the thigh thing, that face is the biggest the biggest miss.
And their inability to chrome things up works in this case because he was sort of that dusty steel anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he looked nice and shiny in the arena, but like when he was fighting Obi-Wan on the docking platform in the rain, he looked kind of like not as shiny.
Muted.
Steel.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think this is a great figure to kick off the show with. I'm a huge Tamora Murison. What am I thinking?
That's clone number 2.
Wow, Tamora.
Do it tomorrow.
Tamura Morrison.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. And I just love the fact that he's come back to Star Wars in a few different ways since this movie, even if Lucasfilm isn't doing him the justice that maybe he deserves.
But he's willing to come
They
back.
announced a Fett family panel at Japan Celebration, and
Really?
he and the young fella are both going to be on that panel.
Daniel Logan.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good.
Yeah.
That's great. Daniel Logan, by the way, is a great ambassador for not only his character, but for the brand. Speaking of ambassadors for the brand, this weekend, Toronto Comic-Con, I think the show is, it's probably over now. I don't know what time the doors closed.
Probably 6:00. So like minutes ago.
I got to look it up because I can't remember the man's name exactly.
He was a guest, though, I'm assuming.
There we go. Nope, that's not him.
That's the guy that directed the Fantastic.
No, I know. It's not him. It's who's the prop guy that built the lightsabers for A New Hope, Hank?
Oh my goodness.
Roger.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we're brutal. Super fans.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Sure.
You know what the Google machine will tell me?
Ebert?
Star Wars A New Hope prop master. Nope, not him. Anyway, the guy that made the first lightsabers, he was at Comic-Con this weekend.
Out of the Graflex.
Yeah,
Flash
out of the
tubes.
Flash handle. Which of course Tamira would meet his demise at the end of one. So what are we talking about here? Yes, I'm hoping to get to meet him. Phil, are you going to Celebration? I am so jealous right now. At the
Crazy.
thought. The closest I'm going to get is as long as nobody cancels. As long as nobody cancels, I'm going to meet Warwick Davis in June.
Niagara Falls.
I'm excited for that. Yep. Look at me going right to the front of the line with my little VIP tag.
That's what it's for.
All right. Jango Fett. Other things we can talk about. Talking about posability of this figure. It's okay. This is 2016 okay. And it does suffer from one little thing. And you can kind of see it on the image on the left. Is he's got that hose between the elbow and the tricep. And it kind of gets in the way of certain, like if you want to do like a deep elbow thing, it kind of gets a little bit in the way. Otherwise,
there was no flame accessory with this one.
No, there was not. No. None of that. That doesn't come until much later, like the deluxe. I think the deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba gets the flame effect. And that's like a 23 figure, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right. It's time to vote.
What are we doing this
What's
week?
our scale this week?
Jango Blasters?
That's the Westar 34.
Westar 34.
Westar 34. Derpy likenesses?
Westar helmets?
Well, I was going to say, like beheaded Mandalorians.
Beheaded Mandos. Okay, I like that. We can do that. I'll go first. I guess for me, this is one of my favorite characters in the saga. I know George Lucas said that he and Boba were meant to be the same person, even though they are not. I feel like in terms of films go, we got more out of Jango than we ever got out of Boba in the films.
Much more screen time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it was pretty cool. And I give Jango Fett 3.5 decapitated Mandos out of 5.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty good.
Hank, what do you think?
I think he's a 2016 3.
Ooh.
But because like if he was on the Boba body, the Boba body is much better. Honestly, the modern Boba body. I as a 2025 redo of this guy, I'm excited to see what they do. That the hips. The thigh swivels. Mid thigh is big for me.
Yeah.
This is pre-rocker ankle. It's pre-butterfly shoulder, and it's pre the shoulder pauldrons, if you will,
that don't flip floating. Up. Yeah.
So that would be a lot for me because I actually wouldn't mind a mid forearm swivel too, so that you could get that. You could line the wrist up
better.
A
better I'm shooting my rocket pose.
So like me, I like to pose my guys dynamically, and that's not so bad. And he will stand like that. I can't put the camera down.
That's all right.
So he will stand a little. You can see the legs are akimbo a bit.
Yeah.
So not bad. But like a 2025 figure is going to be just that much more dynamic. So he's a 3 for me. 2016.
I do want to point one thing out. I didn't get a clear shot of this. The helmet dent is present. It's there.
Really?
It is there.
The helmet dent is there.
Yes. There's no articulation to the scope either. That's another.
The rangefinder doesn't move. But the rangefinder
off.
Doesn't move on. Like, does it move on any of the Mandos?
It does.
It moves in the movie.
I mean, like on the Black Series. Oh, does it? Okay.
The modern. What's his name? Oh my goodness! One of her night owls. The dude.
Axe Woves.
Whoa.
Pardon me. Yep, you got it.
I gotta go back and check
super
this.
fan.
I haven't.
Attaboy.
Yes, man. I gotta give you. Where is it? You get one of these. No, that's not it. You get one of those.
All right.
You almost got a Wookiee.
Andy, where are you at?
I think I'm sitting at 3 beheaded Mandos.
3 beheaded Mandos.
'Cause, you know, if you're just going for like bounty hunters, this guy will fit right there.
I mean, on some level, he's the OG bounty hunter.
Yeah. And like at that point
Progenitor.
in the movie,
Yeah.
you didn't know full well if he was like full evil or just working evil.
Just amoral.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I kind of feel that he was that way.
Yeah.
Even though we did see him want to change his tune by the time we get to the book of, but that's another story. Oh, sorry. We're talking about Boba now. Jesus. Sorry. Oh,
Just Jango.
Anybody play Star Wars Bounty Hunter?
Yeah.
Can't
Oh
say
yeah.
I played the crap out of Bounty Hunter. You get to play as Jango. What a great experience.
Yeah. There's an updated re-release of that game.
That's right. Yeah. Gaz says it's a 2.5 because that's close, but not Boba. Speaking of the prodigal, the progeny, the prodigality. That's not even a word. I'm just making it up as we
That's
go.
a new word.
What do you think?
Scrumtralescent.
What do you think of this? Is Boba's armor repainted? How do we feel about that?
So,
I mean, clearly Boba did away with some things over the years, like all of the thigh and shin armor.
do we want to get into the continuity or
The helmet?
The helmet
is it or isn't it?
Well,
according to that one animatic.
The Clone Wars episode would certainly suggest that it isn't.
Helmet bomb. That's all I got to say. Helmet bomb.
Helmet bomb. So there's a gray area there for me. It's never been really cleared up to my satisfaction. Not like Pablo Hidalgo is going to write me a letter.
And if he did, he might make you cry.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to take his word for anything anymore. Sorry. Love you, Star Wars. It's not everybody in it.
The dent in the toy would suggest that it's meant to be the same helmet.
We've talked about this before, and I'm okay with rationalizing that Boba had such a sentimentality towards the helmet that he wouldn't risk losing it. But I do believe that he would fabricate a false one to serve as
the bomb,
the MacGuffin for that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. If just spell it out for me, because you need to hold my hand.
Oh, I know. I need a little hand holding on that one too.
You need to hold my hand. And the other part is like just the morbidity of him scooping his dad's head out of the helmet.
Oh, well, but that didn't happen because we saw the shadow.
We see the shadow. Away. So
that's
and there's a little gray area there too. So
I'm glad he didn't go with the purple jumpsuit.
I mean, do you guys see the article with Daniel Logan where he was supposed to play a young Boba in Revenge of the Sith, and that the Jango's death was supposed to be different, and that it was I can't remember the exact. Oh, not Jango's death, but Mace Windu's death was supposed to be different, and it was supposed to be instead of
what?
Yeah, I'll try to find the article for you. This is Daniel Logan himself saying that there's a copy of the script that's this.
You mean Mace Windu?
Yeah, so that he would have died at the hands of a young Boba Fett rather than at the hands of the Emperor or Anakin, come the Emperor.
I mean, maybe there's still room for that somewhere. I don't know.
I mean,
sure. I might have been a little sour sauce, like because Daniel was expected to play a young Boba in the third movie, and it just never panned out.
I mean, if Mace Windu survived,
there's still a chance.
And I mean, if Boba Fett turns up in any future Star Wars media, they could still meet.
I mean, he looks great in all the cosplay stuff that he does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right. That is number 15, Jango Fett. We are leaving the prequels.
For a moment.
We are leaving the prequels. Actually, we won't be going back to the prequels this week.
Uh-oh.
Nope. We are all around them, though.
What about the Flametrooper?
Next week.
Not prequels. Prequels, right?
Prequels.
Star Wars expert.
Prequels. Super fan. Here we go. Number
16.
16. 16 is going to be the First Order Flametrooper. This one also appears in Wave 6, so we're not going to cover him twice. I just let you know that he would have been in this week's show anyway. Oh, and you've got one there. Let's have a look.
Twofer.
Let's have a look. There he is.
That.
That is a nice looking
when this
figure, let me tell
figure
you.
came out, I was pretty enamored with this. I like the, first of all, just like all of the other First Order stuff that we've looked at, I like the shininess of the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
That it looks like their armor look, even on the actor, it looks plastic. And I like that high polish look. Yeah, that's a good looking figure. I can't
Great
argue with
looking
that.
figure. Yes, sir.
I cannot argue with that.
A solid addition to any First Order Empire.
Accessories on this one, you get the backpack, you get the flame attachment itself. I believe they are detachable. I believe the hose is detachable from the flamethrower itself.
It's nice and flexible though. It doesn't limit mobility for that.
The hose, you mean?
Yeah,
that's cool.
The gun pose.
That's good. No pistol. Got a handy dandy belt pouch of some kind that we don't know what's in there, but I don't know. Maybe it's cigarettes or something.
Empire biscuits.
Maybe.
The greeny green ones.
Maybe. I have to think about this now. Is this, now I'm talking about live action, so I'm not talking books or comics, just live action.
Sure.
Is this the first instance of a Star Wars Imperial wielding a flamethrower?
Yes, I think so.
I think it is.
I think it's been done a little better since that, but the incinerator trooper from
the one from
Mandalorian,
yeah,
excellent. But certainly in video games, I think they're maybe predating this in the Force Unleashed games. I believe there was a flamethrower trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that we got like that level of gritty. These are the most horrifying scenes of the Vietnam films we grew up watching as kids.
Yeah.
Exactly. Torching a village,
exactly.
So, and the idea that these are that level of scummy.
Gaz wants us to know that he's got an opinion on the Mace Windu subject.
Oh, sure.
Uh-oh.
Shall we take a look at that?
Let's do.
Mace didn't survive. He got dark-side electrocuted and tossed out of a 1 billion story window. He's a splatter pancake somewhere on the surface of Coruscant.
No, he's not. He fell into one of those planet going through holes, and he fell all the way to the other side and came back and kept bouncing until he's floating in the middle of
He's
Coruscant.
just swirling like a never-ending toilet.
Yeah.
He learned Featherfall from Gandalf.
There you go.
Wait. No, it's Featherfall from Fizban.
That's right.
Who can't even get the whole thing out. He gets the word feather out and he erupts into a pile of feathers. How's that for mixing your franchises?
Like that.
Yeah.
Falling out a window can't kill a motherfucker.
I mean,
it's just
lightning again.
I feel like I just feel like the joke wrote itself. The whole Mace window.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, George, you didn't see that one coming.
Well, he was the Obi-Wan character in the original script. Yeah, he loved that name, Mace.
Yeah.
He even shows up in the kid in the Endor movies. Technically, he got there first.
Does anybody find it ironic that the helmet structure is just like the snowtrooper from last week? So both hot and cold get the little slit visor.
Right.
But at the same time, both those scenarios are dealing with
extremes,
increased light.
Bright light. That reminds me of you remember the crazy World War II helmets that they wore for these fellas, where it looked like an iron.
Oh yeah.
Bucket with a slit in it.
Let me just see what I can find here. World War II flamethrower operator mask. Let's just see if we got something. Wow, that's not really well. I got a lot of photos of people wearing nothing.
Oh, wow. Well,
and some others that are like nightmare fuel.
I got a German guy looks like he's wearing a polycarbonate shield over his helmet. That's about it.
I guess when push comes to shove.
Some of the masks I'm looking at look like they were perhaps water filled for cooling.
Oh yeah.
but then a lot of them also show somebody wearing what looks ostensibly to be a gas mask. Interesting. I do like that. I just find it funny that it's both extremes, hot and cold, gets a fancy helmet,
slit visor.
But it's cool. I don't remember
explain it when it comes to the driving guys that we get soon. That they have a slit in their visor. That can't be good for driving.
Maybe they just plug into the dashboard and they plug into the dashboard and get all of the optics. All the optics, yeah. Follow from Gaz. He splattered like a bug on a windshield of a semi-tractor trailer going Mach 20.
You know it's the last thing to go through a bug's mind when he hits the windshield of a car.
It's ass.
It's ass. Yeah.
Oh man.
This is a 4 beheaded. This is a 4 out of 5 beheaded.
4 out of wow.
And it would 100% be a 5 if we had some of that thigh articulation and the things I also love so much.
4 out of 5. Andy, what do you think?
I'm kind of leaning at 4.5. Mandalorians.
Ooh. Extra marks for?
Extra marks for being, yes, a First Order Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
But just that extra uniqueness to him. You're going to want to go to this guy before you're going to want to go to the generic run-of-the-mill troop.
You mean if I was on the battlefield and, yeah, you're right. If I saw that coming, I'm like, I don't know what that is. There's 50 of them and one of him. He's really dangerous.
Yeah.
I get it. I like that. That's a good rationale. Wait a minute. What's this? First Order Flamethrower Trooper gets a 5.5 of badassery of beheaded Mandos.
Nice.
That's high praise, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very high praise.
It is a really nice figure.
It is a nice figure. It is super, super nice. In 2016 standards, I feel this was, he was run-of-the-mill articulation. There was nothing egregious about this. It worked just fine. I like the shiny. I love the style of the flamethrower. It almost looks like it could be real. It probably was real.
Could be. I mean, shit, they built weirder stuff on Mythbusters.
You know, if I was doing this today, and just like you said for the last one, maybe a flame effect, but I can't fault it for not having that at the time.
No.
It's a 4.5 beheaded Mandos for me.
Ooh.
Josh wants us to know it's a 4.
That's high praise
it's
from
a solid
Josh.
4. Well done, Josh. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. On to the next one. Okay, so we got 2 more in this wave. We're sticking with the sequel trilogy for now. We talked about this. We talked about this, what, 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
It's Finn FN 2187. This one, number 17 in the wave. Oh my gosh, are we going to get a live unboxing right now? Oh dear. All right, Hank, do it. Tear into it. Let's see what we got.
Let's see here. I need thumbnails, first of all.
You should just keep a knife with you.
Yeah, really. At all times, realistically.
Wow.
We got a bottle opener.
Josh leading the charge with this one is a 1.
Oh, he's a when you put his helmet on him.
Do you have you got a First Order Trooper there with you, right? A normal one?
I actually do, yes.
I would love to see a side-by once you get the helmet onto Finn, how the head size compares to the standard release.
Do that right away. I'll refrain from pulling the weapons because they're pretty standard fare. I'll pull them after.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in there that we didn't see already from another.
I do like the detail painting on the helmet, though.
The blood stain.
3 little fingers, yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I here?
There we go.
Not bad, not bad.
I feel like
that shiny to him.
Gaz coming in at a 2 says that I also like the blood smear on the helmet.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go.
Okay, side by each.
I'd love to see them side by side. To know is the Finn helmet a little bit wider? You know, from that angle, it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Wider.
I do think it's a little bit wider
so I'll hold him
bigger all around,
right in front of my face. He's kind of a little bit derpy.
Yeah.
And he appears to be.
You know, individually that each figure works, but side by side, you really do notice the difference.
I think
now
Finn might be thicker overall. I think he's got a thicker torso.
It looks like it.
Really?
Yeah. I think meatier legs. I think, he's a little bit meatier. They've given him a bit of a hero buff. He's not
That's
quite
interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just a straight up reuse.
No, it's not. That's
good to know.
That's very interesting. I think the legs are definitely a straight reuse. And Finn even comes with the hole in his leg to
well, that makes sense though. But does he come with that blaster?
He does. He comes with.
Let's find out.
2 blasters.
Why? Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He does too.
So not just Chiba Trooper. Sunny Chiba? Wrong Chiba. Do we think, you know what I should have done is I should have put a side by to see if this is a reuse of the other fin head from the jacket.
Probably.
It's too bad because I don't have it handy enough to flip between them. That being said,
it's not a bad sculpt on them.
Yeah, I was going to say, talking about the likeness, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good considering we are still very much pre face print tech. That's still like however they did it before they did the face printing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that looks okay. Certainly the sculpt is there.
The fact that he's a little bit bigger
Finn holds the blaster better than the other Stormtrooper.
Oh, nice.
Way better.
Nice.
Yeah, remember the other one was going to fall right out of his hands.
That's true. Did he still suffer from the not being able to do a credible two-handed pose?
Yeah, I think he has the exact same. He actually
butterflies would help.
I can't get him to crunch. Like that is heavy resistance. I can't get him to.
Oh, that is
tuck his elbows in
bad.
At all. Actually,
that's too bad.
Yeah, he's a lot like a 5 POA in his shoulders.
That's too bad.
It's straight.
I mean, the good thing about him being that slightly larger version, and the First Order is not all clones or conscripts.
There's variances in the armor sizes.
Exactly.
Easily
I get it.
As a traitor that way.
Yeah. Did you just say it's okay? He's a traitor?
No, I said easily identifiable as a traitor.
Oh, right.
I know, like you get a few of him, and you take that the 3-finger paint app off, and you slot them in, and you've got a little bit of variation for your army, right?
That's an interesting thought. Doing
3 or 4 of those things stuck together like that, they do make a decent looking little army building.
Doing
kit.
stormtroopers that have removable helmets and giving them unique likenesses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Stormtrooper I think was one of the available figures for the do your own, the thing that Hasbro discontinued.
Oh, the make your own figure thing.
Yeah. I think Stormtrooper was one of them. X-Wing Pilot was.
Now that AI can recreate a human face that doesn't exist just by cobbling together, you know what I mean? So we could just print actual looking people, face print looking people that aren't people.
I know this has really nothing to do with the figure itself, but like talking about this sequence in the movie, the guy that smears the blood, it's a bloody hand, and it's like, you got shot with a blaster. Why are you bleeding?
Yeah.
We've never seen anybody bleed from a blaster shot in Star Wars before this.
He fell on a really sharp rock.
What if he was coughing it up? So you take a blaster to the chest, internal bleeding. It's got to be
okay. All right, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. That's a fair.
I can't recall what I gave the original. But
we were very high praise for the First Order Stormtrooper. It was a good looking figure.
He was okay in the box, but that was before I realized that he's like a completely, at least his torso, is a completely different sculpt, and that helmet is a different sculpt.
Yeah.
And because it's a hero character, and he's got a decent, compared to some of the other derp, that's not so bad.
That's not bad at all.
This is a 4 for me.
It's better than Jango. Oddly enough, Hasbro in their infinite wisdom, there's some kind of code printed on the back of the figure's leg. Is it on yours?
Oh, and does it say FN 2187?
I don't
think that would be hilarious.
Well, that would be funny.
We're gonna have to pop on a flashlight here.
You did say flashlight, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you leave that flashlight in the drawer. The flashlight.
No, I don't have any printing on the back.
No printing, So it must just be for this one, I guess. Maybe just the luck of the photo that I grabbed.
Maybe.
Where is it
on the back of the right thigh?
No,
left thigh.
Sorry, left thigh. That's correct.
No, sir.
Wow.
Very interesting, Mr. Bond.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna stick with the. Oh, sorry, we got to vote.
Yeah, well,
Hank, we got to vote. Hank, you voted. What'd you say?
I did. I said a 4.
He's a 4.
Yeah.
4 and 4 beheaded Mandos.
How about you, Andy?
I'm going 3.75 beheaded Mandos.
Nice.
Because, like, on the one hand, if you've already got like Luke and Han in Stormtrooper disguise,
yeah,
it could be a nice display to have a lot of your heroes.
I see what you're going
in that way.
I see where you're going with that.
You know, from the back end, it's got potential for, you know, not just to be a Finn, but to transcend that.
It's a difficult one because we didn't see him in this look for very long.
No.
Part of me is like, would I like this? First of all, I like this figure. I'm not gonna lie about that. I do like it. Would I have liked this figure better if he had some form of like expression on his face, like he did in that trailer, that opening shot where it's the startled look, and he's sweating buckets and it's just like, oh, would it have made a difference? I don't know. I
kind of have a problem with like having something other than a neutral face, unless you're going to give me multiple heads,
extra heads.
Yeah,
because like, my imagination can do and a little Photoshop goes a long way too. I've seen some pretty impressive stuff, smile wise and stuff. But
right.
Unless you're going to give me multiple heads, I prefer a single head to be a neutral sort of position. It just lends itself to
more or less the way we've been getting them for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
All right. For me, I like Finn. I like the First Order Stormtrooper. I don't like the not being able to hold your weapons properly, although he does a single-handed pose or a grip better.
Yes.
Man. Penalties for not being able to hold it properly like a rifle, I guess.
I mean, our original trilogy heroes all wielded this weapon like a blaster anyway.
That's true.
Like a
they
pistol.
Did. You're right. Except for that time when Han ran down the hallway.
Yeah. But when he turned heel in that scene
to run away,
he was firing behind himself
as limp-wristedly, I might add.
Like it was a 22 pea shooter.
No kickback.
Recoil, man. Recoil.
Shooter, yeah. I guess on that note, I'm going to come in at this is a 3 beheaded Mandos for me.
Nice.
3 beheaded Mandos for me.
Sean's got
Sean wants us to know he also votes 3. All right. We're sticking with the sequel trilogy for one more as we round out the wave. And this one was interesting. When this one came out, I was happy to get this one. I think I was a little bit excited because you know what it's like when you feel like you've come home to something?
Yeah,
I'm still here.
That's the feeling I got when I picked up Old Man Han Solo.
Nice.
Old Man Han, he's in Wave 5. He's also going to be in Wave 6. And rather than repeat the slide 2 times, we'll just get that out of the way now.
Makes sense that he would, though. Like another hero character, right?
Chewie, we're home.
I just want to lead the conversation on this one. Some of the worst box art yet. I'm not a fan of that portrait. Wow, Josh, -8. What is wrong with that? You just don't like Han Solo, or you just don't like this Han Solo? What do you got going on there? You got an indie? Is that an indie? No, that's Michael Jackson about to do a dance. The problem is we are years between those figures. So like, is that
no, this is the Han Solo with an indie
hat on. Sorry, that's Han with the indie hat. I thought I was looking at an indie figure.
But with the brown jacket and the brown pants and the high boots. This was my go-to indie figure.
I was just gonna say, now that we're
on a different shelf altogether.
Now that we're looking at it, do you think that the all brown look was an homage to the character?
Could be.
Oh, maybe. You're probably thinking, are you ever going to get him doing either of those things ever again?
That's what I mean. So if we can get a 2 for 1, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If I ever get a chance to talk to J.J. Abrams, I'm going to ask him that question.
The only hat I have the Indy hat is the short round spare that comes.
The spare.
It fits short round, but not Indy, which
not
is
Indy.
ridiculous.
What's awesome about this one is it comes with the tried and true, the DL44. This one, not the Greedo Killer. It is the
top mounted sight.
Yeah, it's the Hero Blaster. It's the New Hope Blaster, which we do see again in Jedi. Although it has this figure, it doesn't have any paint details on the muzzle, which is like aluminum.
But it's got the wood stock on the handle, right?
Yeah, but that's the Mauser, that's painted. I do like that. When you're painting your accessories. What's that?
That's a decent base sculpt.
I have to say that the sculpt on that is good. We've got Harrison Ford's scar in there, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though Josh wants to tell us it's terrible.
I probably would have graded the hair up more. It's a little too brown for me. His hair was gray in that movie.
Yeah. Gaz, oh my God, 0. The face is saying, George, you should have killed me off an Empire.
Well, he kind of did. He was frozen in carbonite.
Froze him and put him on ice for a movie. This is the Force Awakens Han, Sean. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he's better looking in the movie, but this is the Force Awakens figure.
Yeah. I mean, it suffers from the same thing the rest of the line suffers from at this point, which is the it could have butterfly shoulders, it could have the thigh swivel, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I mean, as somebody who cried like a baby when they killed Han Solo in the theater, this pulls at my heartstrings, and it probably gets 1 or 2 heads just for the heartstrings.
Yeah.
So I could put that old, and I really like to pose this with Han and Leia just hugging. Quite honestly,
that's nice.
That's a nice scene. I don't want to think for a minute that they are human like us and broke up and all that other like normal stuff that people do. Like
sure, they had the fairy tale ending.
Exactly, that's what you kind of want. But this is a 2016. This is a 2.5 for me.
Wow, 2.5. That's your lowest. That might be your lowest score ever.
Maybe.
Oh well, maybe. It could be.
I got an anecdote on this one. This is one of the ones that I did have, and I have to tell you, the thing that I like the least. I can deal with the weird eyes, like one is looking off there. I can deal with that. What I absolutely hate, and it was more so egregious on this figure than it has been with others. That holster was so damn tight that you couldn't fit the blaster in without like having to jam it in. So hard did I have to push the blaster in that when I tried to remove it, I literally ripped the barrel off. Like it broke off in the holster. And that was very, very disappointing. So that Han
you may have
never held his pistol.
Bad holster.
Yours is fine.
Yes, sir.
Bastard.
And that's another, but also another problem across the line is the like figure to figure, the quality is not necessarily the same.
That's amazing. We're getting bot posts now from, I believe, a porn site.
Sweet.
Oh. Show us your digital boobies.
Cheap views. Nope. I will not read that. I will not entertain that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe it's that fellow that was calling you earlier.
You are blocked. Blocked. You are blocked now.
Ooh, what's he saying?
Phil says, I like the old man versions in 6-inch. He's aged and grown since 3.75. I like that too.
He's kicking around here somewhere too.
I have to say, like that, I am stuck on the emotional. Like it pulls on my heartstrings, and we all kind of did that. Chewie, we're home. That alone was enough to make me kind of have a tear for this figure. I was very happy to get it. And yes, the holster thing really bothered me, but I liked the figure. He's 3 beheaded Mandos.
Nice.
I will also go 3 beheaded Mandos.
Sure.
Same reasons. Like that moment in the trailer sold the whole movie for me.
Yeah. 4 from Phil.
Nice.
I don't know what Gaz is laughing at. If he's laughing at us or at Phil's score.
or the weirdo.
Or the porn thing. I don't know.
Oh, it could be.
You are blocked. I do like that the functionality is built in, that I don't have to go to every place that we're broadcasting to and manually do that. I just like that. Nope, you're out.
Very nice.
Bye-bye. That, my friends, brings us to the end of Wave 5. But wait, there's more.
Should we do a PSA for handrails while we're here?
They save lives. It's been proven time and time again.
The Imperial Surgeon General warns.
4 out of 5 deaths on the Death
And
Star
yet,
could be prevented.
And yet it's their fault. It's their own people that aren't building it. No Death Star? No. Star Killer Base? No.
Yeah, they're just cutting costs because the bureaucrats told them to. You don't need handrails. You'll be fine.
So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4. We got 4 figures in this wave. Hasbro figures are sold in cases of 6. So I'm trying to think now. Who was the
double up?
Who was the double up in this? I want to say it was probably Finn. I think it was Finn and the Flametrooper.
On the first wave?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember. All right, moving into wave 6. Now, 2 of those figures repeated. I think it's it's our Flametrooper and it's Han. So we're not going to cover them again. So we got 3 more to go through. Moving into wave 6. Oh, by the way, Old Man Han, number 18.
Ah, yes.
Number 19. Oh, talk about pulling out your heartstrings. One of the saddest character moments in the entire franchise, as far as I'm concerned, is this character's death.
Yeah.
And I love this character. Absolutely love this character. We have technically had him show up in live action in a photograph. And yes, it is Kanan Jarrus. Oh, I love this figure so much. I love this character so much.
He does a mean guard position, which we had like a little internal debate in the chat a month ago.
A couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
I never thought to try it with
who's got the best on guard lightsaber pose. Yeah.
He's a contender now at that farm boy loop for sure.
I love this figure. I could gush about the character. 5.
There's any debate. 5.
He puts the heads back on the Mandos, and he's a 5.
He's 5.
I agree.
He cuts them off and then solders them back on with his lightsaber skills.
All of these figures in the there is a whole Rebels wave, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look at these again, but it's much further down the road, so I didn't feel like it was worth bringing it up again now. All with face print. And I don't think that the face printed Kanan is that much better than this one. This one looks like an action figure. It's a pretty good looking action figure.
It's great, and it doesn't. The beard's not weird.
No, not really.
No. Two, Josh.
Nobody that saw Rebels would say that.
That's absolutely true. I love the fact that he's got the Phoenix Cell logo. The Starbird on his shoulder piece there, that he's got his number, Spectre 2. Spectre 2 right there. Oh, I love it.
This may be our first figure with the swivel thigh.
Oh, it does have a thigh cut, doesn't it?
He does, sir.
And he also has he's got the chest articulation. It feels like it's a bit high, but that's okay.
Han had the thigh.
Oh, did he have one too?
Did he really?
Did Han have? Well, let's go back and look.
Oh, he sure does. Wow.
Oh, he did too. Oh, you know why? I couldn't see it through the bagginess of the pants.
I tried to swivel the holster side, quite honestly, and it's fixed at the knee.
Oh, right.
So it doesn't pivot, even though it's present.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like what they're trying to do here. And I know, like, Black Series action figures have done this to varying degrees. They've tried to harmonize the look so that Black Series figures all fit together no matter where they come from. So this is a character that first debuted in animation, and they've made him look like a real person. And yes, I know it's Freddie Prinze Jr. and the photograph on the dashboard of the ghost was Freddie Prinze Jr.
100%.
But I'm not impressed with this look. Like, this looks like Kanan to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
I wouldn't mind a re-release of all of these with their animation.
Oh, really?
I would really dig that. The Clone Wars Ahsoka is very close to her animated version. The
and
Rebels
still looks like a real person though.
This Rebels version of Ahsoka also, which is coming up, looks more like the animated version too.
Oh, yeah.
I would lean a little bit more into the animated for these if it were me, but then I'd have to give it a 6 out of 5.
At the same time, though, going back, touching on the box art, I didn't like the Han Solo box art, but this does kind of remind me of the animation.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, I do. I actually have 2 of these.
One thing I like about this, first of all, he's carrying my favorite blaster in Star Wars. He's carrying the DL-18, which is still coming, by the way. Got a video on that coming. The lightsaber. The lightsaber comes apart just like it does in the show. And
so good.
And you can see it there on the back. He's got the handle on the back of his belt, and then the other piece, the emitter, it also clips on as well.
If you don't let your cat chew on the lightsaber, it won't be bent like with a hole in it like mine.
With a hole in it?
There's a tooth. There's one single tooth mark. I don't know if you can.
Oh, I see it. I can see it. It looks like a bubble. It does look like a bit of a bubble.
So there's. I bought a whole other one too.
Did you buy from the Rebels wave, or is that the original one?
No, I have 2 of the original.
Okay.
I don't have him from the Rebels wave.
So
some of these were hard to get, like the Ezra,
and that, yeah,
difficult to get.
They were, and hence they were. I can remember hunting these down, trying to get the Rebels cast. Like I managed to secure. Zeb was the one that I had the hardest time getting, and I remember a guy saying to me, "Don't worry, they know they're releasing a whole Rebels wave," and I'm like, "Really?" And I had no faith in it at that time.
Yeah.
So I just kept hunting, and by the time they did re-release everything, I had already had it all. So I didn't feel too bad about that. Oh, it was it was Zeb and Ezra were the 2 hardest for me to track down.
Yeah, Ezra was definitely the hardest for me.
If I was to re-release this figure now, and it would be a deluxe release if we did this, I would give him his blind face and the mask.
So yeah, we've definitely talked about, Lauren and I, making a Sculpey mask. You would have to have the alternate head for the blind face because of the short hair and the weird eyes, but I would definitely go that direction with multiple heads.
Yeah.
His face isn't derpy, Gaz, in real life. I mean, it's not that bad. I don't know.
I feel like the light also plays a bit of a a role in that. Sorry, Hank,
I dumped him.
Oh, I'm like, here, hold that up as you're bending over.
Now he's got a black eye.
You just scratched my groin.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No, it's hard to get him
to get him to focus up. Yeah. There we go. There he is. There he is.
Yeah, so he's not so bad. I mean, he does hold some of the animated features.
But again, talking about the emotional connection, this character is my favorite character in Rebels.
Yeah, he's top 3. Two of my top 3 are actually from the animated series. So, and we're reviewing 2 of my top 3 favorite characters tonight, and he's definitely one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't lie. In 2016, this was a 5.
For me, he's the best Jedi to ever Jedi.
He's number 2. He's my number 2. I mean,
like Obi-Wan is the quintessential Jedi, and he's my number 1, and he never will be replaced. And I get that, and that's probably a nostalgia thing. But the character here that we're talking about is the one that's got it correct.
I tell you,
like he found a way to balance love. He found a way to balance sort of like fatherhood that without becoming that maniacal,
I don't know. I mean, if I assume Dave Filoni is responsible for all the characters in Rebels. I don't know if he wrote the whole thing completely by himself, but
Simon Kinberg, right?
That's right. With all the years of role-playing games that I have indulged in, when I have played Star Wars and I have been a Jedi, this is how I would be. This is like, to me, this is every Jedi that every kid ever played in a role-playing game.
Yeah. So when people talk about it, and I'm in the same camp as you, Wes, like I don't like the term gray Jedi.
No.
But when you think of what that means, this is the gray Jedi for me. This is operating outside the rigors of the cult like establishment that is the council and all that stuff, but still not waving morally from what they actually stood for. So he's like, that's why I say he's more Jedi than any Jedi. He actually walks the walk, talks the talk, and for no other, like, not because he's going to get spanked by a council or there's he's doing the right thing. He's a superhero. He's like Peter Parker or Clark Kent. He's doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's why Kanan Jarrus is top 3 for me. And in terms of the shoulder, like the design of the character, like he's wearing like you look at the ribbing on that shirt, that looks like the British or Canadian wool sweaters, that the World War II wool sweaters.
I feel like the whole thing, like the arm piece, the shoulder thing, it all lends itself to a fencer, to a swordsman.
Yep.
And it just works. Never mind that it just looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I'll argue day and night, and probably not with you guys because I think you're on board, but I will argue day and night that Rebels is peak Star Wars. It hasn't gotten better since, and I hope one day it gets as good as that again. But man, that's good Star Wars.
Talking about peak Star Wars
and season 2
and Rebels, I just want to point this out. I said this in our private chat earlier this week, but just to let you guys know, for those of you who have a premium Spotify account, there are a ton of free books, free audiobooks, including the one that I am listening to presently, which is, let me put this up here for a second.
Spotlight.
Let's go there. This one.
Ooh.
That is the first book to be released after Disney bought the franchise.
Okay.
And it is the story of how Kanan Jarrus and Harrison Dula meet.
Excellent.
Hank, you might like this because that is the introduction of Ray Sloan.
Oh.
Who's just a captain in this book.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's going to have to work its way into live action, or they're dropping incredible balls there. And I think they're better than that now. So I expect to see Ray Sloan in live action very shortly.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Man, Andy, Kanan Jarrus, what do you think?
7 out of 10. 7 out of 5.
I'm going to give him a solid 4.5.
4.5?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
I got to the Rebels thing late, so.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's your score, man. I want to hear just where did he lose points for you?
I think literally on my getting to the franchise late for that particular one. But like as far as like a badass warrior Jedi character, you couldn't ask for more.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
He doesn't need a team behind him. If this could be your,
when he fights Maul, when he loses his eyesight and Maul's like, now your apprentice is dead and now you have nothing to fight for. And he says, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. The lines just don't get better than that.
Yeah. It's well done. It is so well done. I know you're going to have a hard time with this one, Hank, because I do believe correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you've said our next action figure is your favorite character in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Ahsoka Tano. This is sticking with Rebels. This is her Rebels look. This is adult Ahsoka Tano before she was played by Rosario Dawson. This is still Ashley Eckstein voicing the character. And this, as far as I'm concerned, is a very faithful. This is a faithful reproduction of what the character looks like in the show.
She's very close to the Rebels animated style, and that's why I would have liked the rest of the line to lean in a bit more.
Sure.
This is a really nice action figure. It's like the sculpt is great. I only have one of her lightsabers lit. The other one is hanging on her belt there, and it's got a nice little toggle. She has the really nice long Liku, like from her adult. The van bracers, the paint apps are perfect on her face, and like the level of detail, like her skirting and her little armor, her booties and stuff. But
it doesn't hinder her.
You're gonna tell me something. I want to know if you're gonna have the same problem with this figure that I do.
Like she needs to do ankle exercises because this thing won't stand up.
All right, so
at all.
My God, Josh, what is wrong with you? -22.
Oh
my God! Did you never watch Rebels?
I'm coming to Alabama. Dear. I'm bringing my Clone Wars and bringing my Rebels, and I'm going to sit you down, sir.
Pry your eyeballs open, strap you to a chair.
You're going to cry with me.
Sean, thank you. Yes, she is a nice figure. I do like her. Wait a minute, guys. 3.2.5 beheaded Mandos.
Well, so like, I mean, her articulation is not hindered by her skirt. It's all that very soft version of the plastic.
Yeah.
But she's got these knobby little legs. And these little tiny thin arms that I don't know why they decided to go that way with their early female characters.
Yep.
I mean, she's a lithe character. She's very lean. She looks thicker in the photographs than she does in my hand. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, hands down, my favorite Star Wars character, which is saying something because Star Wars has been around since I was 6.
Yep.
And Obi-Wan was my go-to character until
she came along.
Maybe 2000. Well, no, but she didn't, like, we all hated her, right? Remember? Let's be
Snips.
fair. Let's be fair. So it was probably 2010 until I really started going, holy cow. And
at that point her character had grown significantly.
She did get quite the evolution.
I think it's the just like, how do I say it? It's like
the fact that you got to follow her for pretty much the entire journey.
But it's what she adds to the other characters. It's like she's a secret sauce that was missing from the sequel trilogy or the prequel trilogy. I did that twice tonight. Because her relationship in the Clone Wars with Anakin, the reason that he chooses to fall, the reason he makes those choices that he makes are so much bigger than I'm trying to save my wife who may or may not die because I had a dream about her.
Yeah.
Like the way that what Palpatine and inevitably the Jedi Council do to Ahsoka, the way they treat her, the way they sort of pigeonhole her into this thing, it breaks his heart so much more believably than anything that happens in Revenge of the Sith. And don't get me wrong, Revenge of the Sith is an amazing film. Hayden Christensen knocked it out of the park, but it's she's that, like, if you're making a spaghetti sauce and you forgot to add garlic, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But then you put the garlic in it and you're like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten.
So much better. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's literally the garlic of Star Wars.
She's the lightsaber of Star Wars because Star Wars is better with lightsabers.
Yeah, I'm getting like, oh, my mascara.
We had a comment from Sean. I'm just going to put that back up. She is hard to stand. They should have added a stand. So we're all on the same page.
Yes.
Like the design, like the look of the lower portion of the body, the legs and the boots, they look great, but they just did not lend themselves to standing her like like she has no stability.
Yeah.
Like none.
I have to go back and watch a heavier amount of detail than I do, but I don't recall her having heels. And she's got some pretty serious heels here.
I mean, that could just be some, artistic license with adapting her to an action.
But it hinders her ability to stand.
It does. It really does. The Darth Talon comment, that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Have we got a Darth Talon figure yet?
Did we get a Darth Talon? Not an official one.
Not in Black Series.
Not in Black Series. We did get a Bastila Shan. That's many, many waves later. And many years later. So, Kanan was a 5. Where does Ahsoka land for you?
She's it's the pose. I want to be able to do so many cool dynamic things with her for photographs, but that's what really kills it for me. The face sculpt is a 5.
I love that.
The paint apps, the like her visually, she's a 5, but when in hand, she's a 2.5, man. And unfortunately,
wow.
Like I should have. This is one that I probably, if I had left it in the box, it would have been forever something that was never revealed to be as horribly posable as it is.
It would have always rated higher for you had you
And
never handled it.
If you think I'm mad at this figure, wait till we get to Sabine Wren.
Andy, what about you? Where are you with this one?
My wife just walked into the room and crossed her eyes. I love her so much.
I'm going 3 beheaded Mandos.
3 beheaded Mandos. Wow. Want to talk about where she lost marks?
Posability is a big one, especially with what you see her accomplishing in not only in Rebels but in the Clone Wars. Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
She's a very agile character and dynamic in all her movements. So
she's, an Olympic level gymnast times 100.
Yeah. Take that, Daredevil.
Yeah. I agree with all of the issues with this figure, and it is the posability really hurts what is an otherwise stunningly beautiful action figure. Not because it's Ahsoka, but because this is a fantastic looking figure. Seeing Ahsoka Tano as an adult translated into plastic form I don't think they could have captured that likeness really any better. It really is the sweet spot between animation and making her look like a real person.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love it. But of all of the, now mind you, I don't want to say it out loud and curse it because I haven't had to pick her up for a long time. It might be because I have her like slightly leaning into a thing behind her, but
Padme Amidala. She's currently like hanging off Fox like a drunk high school girl.
I've picked this figure. This figure has caused more catastrophic falls. Oh, maybe as many as IG-88.
Ooh.
And I've had a lot of catastrophic falls where it's like domino effect. One figure goes and then 14 around them. Right? And it's just like, no.
Force is strong with that one.
I feel like it's gotten better because I've just learned how to compensate for that. So, I mean, I can't go that low. She's a 3 for me. 3 beheaded Mandos.
Nice.
3 beheaded Mandos. I want her to be a 5. And if, like you say, if I never handled her,
right.
Looking at her, the photograph, that's a 5.
I sent you the group photo, the family photo earlier yesterday, maybe. And I was trying to get her to stand up, and I kept putting her in a stand, and her ankle would just tip over.
Yep.
So floppy.
You just rolled your ankle standing there doing nothing.
Done that.
You know what happens every time you roll your ankle? It gets easier to do it afterwards.
Yeah. She has 0 ligaments and tendons.
That's right. Sure. Wow. Okay, we've got one more figure. Wait, Andy, did we get a score for you?
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, okay, sorry.
3.
We're all there. I'm sorry. We got one more figure to get through. And for this one, we're going all the way back to the beginning. We are going back to A New Hope.
And I'm betting or guessing here that this next one will score higher than -88 for Josh.
That's almost a guarantee. I don't want to give it away, but I will say this. Out of all of the Star Wars action figures, and I mean all Star Wars action figures, this character has more figures than any other character in the franchise.
This is the Batman of Star Wars?
Easily. Easily. You could easily have multiple shelves full of this guy.
It is the first, this is the first look. This is the first time we see him, and it is Luke Skywalker himself. Now, you've got one there. Oh, okay. So
I'm not unboxing this.
You're not.
For reasons. Because, well, the reason is that
you've sold it.
Well, no, I'm going to sell it as soon as the new one arrives.
Okay.
So I also have him on a card back. So I have multiple, but I'm gonna flip this one once I get the non-soft goods version.
You're gonna flip that one? You might for a $5 maybe.
You think?
Maybe in the box, maybe 10. 10 in the box.
I can get what I paid for it on Marketplace. There's suckers out there. You better not be watching, suckers.
So that already sort of indicates how we feel about this figure. When this figure came out, this was the first Luke Skywalker in the Black Series, and it was a must-have. It was an absolute must-have.
Yep.
The problem. What is that number? What is that? That's 100. What? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 trillion. So what is that? A quadrillion? 100 quadrillion?
Holy!
Wow. Is that what we're looking at? 100 quadrillion. It's amazing because
vote for Mark Hamill.
Without knowing anything about the action figure, Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That is brand loyalty to a T. Yeah. Can't fault you for that.
Heinz ketchup.
Because honestly, I mean, Luke Skywalker is my number 2 favorite character in the franchise. Obi-Wan, Luke, then Kanan. So I have to keep in mind it's 2016 when this figure came out. It's the first Luke we got, and even in 2016, I kind of went, "Oh, did they just use the Power of the Force figure, Power Force 2, as a reference for this?" Like, this is not a good looking figure. It wasn't a good looking figure then, and it's a way worse looking figure now.
Oh, it's kind of funny that you remove the soft goods and you get shirtless Luke.
It's true.
Just because it's foreshadowing your shirtless Kylo Ren, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And he does look like a skinny high school kid.
He does. He does. Yeah. That being said, he does come with some good stuff. The belt is removable. The jerkin, the shirt, the jacket is removable. Why you would want to, I don't know. Comes with the macro binoculars and the Youngling Slayer, which has been released a bazillion times at this point, or at least a couple of times. And it's okay. Like, as a total package, it's okay. You needed a Luke Skywalker for your collection in this look. That's all you had for a long time. And they liked this one. They liked this one enough that they released it again as part of the Landspeeder set with a new head sculpt and some extra accessories. And that head sculpt is
and the 40th anniversary card back too.
Did they release it again for? Oh, they did as well.
Yeah,
and I think the 40th.
Get rid of this one.
I think the 40th uses the Landspeeder Luke head. It's got more wavier hair.
Yeah. I mean, I have so many problems here. Like, the face is it's awful. The hair doesn't look really natural. Like the other sculpt looks way better. So I know that they're trying to improve things. I see them working forward.
I should have pulled it out.
The binoculars is the
macro binoculars.
The macro binoculars are a nice touch. If you're gonna tilt out a figure with accessories, this is your flagship, right?
Yeah.
So I would like to see a seeker droid. We have the hat. I know it's a deleted scene, but we have the hat from the Landspeeder.
Yeah, the bucket hat and the goggles came with the Landspeeder.
The bucket hat. I would have thrown the goggles. I would have thrown the
also
seeker in.
The poncho.
I would love to see a little. Maybe it's better suited to an R2, but a little hologram of Leia that maybe could plug it, like has a triangle of with a peg to plug into R2.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, the Help Me Obi-Wan scene.
And so this is something, and Lauren said this a lot about the soft goods that they used early on, and it still hasn't really improved. It's getting better, but it's the style of fabric that they're choosing. It doesn't hang well at small scales,
and that's
while
just
it's probably cheap and it's probably readily available. This thing looks like a Mego figure, flagging Mego figures because they're great for what they are, or a Barbie, like an early Barbie where they're like with the snowsuit Barbies where they. I just have so many problems with this figure, and the fact that I own two is kind of ridiculous. And it goes back to that brand loyalty thing where it's like, I need this Luke Skywalker because I need this.
That's your first.
This is literally where they started saying farm boy. Like that term, I don't recall that term existing before the internet.
You know what? I don't think so either. Yeah,
figure came out, right?
Yeah, farm boy Luke.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be polite. It's a 2 for me because the accessories are fantastic.
They are. In fact, on the new one, the new one is molded. It's all molded, but you do get You get a lightsaber and you get the macro binoculars. They are slightly different. It's not a reuse of these.
Oh, cool.
We'll talk about that when we get to it. The reason I didn't include all the iterations of this character is I feel that it'll serve the show better once we get to Landspeeder Luke. Mm-hmm. We'll go back and we'll include this figure in the side-by-side so we can look back and go, oh, is this an improvement or not?
Yeah.
Same goes for the 40th carded versions. But yeah, Andy, you want to weigh in on this one?
You know, it's Luke, but...
it's Luke.
You know, I would think we would almost have more fun with him in his X-Wing that we've previously got.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm going to go with a 2.
Yeah.
2 out of 5. Yeah.
Like you're going to use this guy in a scene. He's going to get punched out in a bar. He's going to get handed a lightsaber by Obi-Wan, and he's going to watch his aunt and uncle burn to death. Other than that, this look doesn't carry much, like.
Not really. I mean, as much as we see him in this, I mean,
running around the Death Star. So
yeah,
then again, in a 2025 release of this, I want that Stormtrooper belt to be able to snap on and off.
Well, and see, there's the Han Solo, the original Han Solo comes with that.
Perfect. Exactly.
And that's like, why didn't we get it with this one?
Yeah.
Mind you, he's got what, 4 accessories if you 5 accessories if you include his jacket. So you got to cut costs somewhere. Something's going to give out. Yeah. That being said, if you have the original Han Solo, you can put the Stormtrooper belt on this.
That's
figure.
True. That's true. I do not. So that's very true.
So I guess that's okay.
But you can't wear them at the same time.
Man, this is and I know some people are gonna disagree with me on this one, but like Black Series was meant to be like the ultimate interpretation of Star Wars in a collectible collector scale figure. Like these aren't meant to be three-quarter action figures, and that's exactly what this one looks like.
Yeah,
it's kind of what this one feels like. I mean, yes, he's not hindered in his articulation in any way because the soft goods allows him to move all over the place. But the soft goods are just so bad. They're terrible.
They're super bad. Yeah.
Like no amount of hot water is going to improve this.
No.
And I'm a big fan of the hot water trick to get your soft goods to lay better and to drape better. It doesn't help.
The inbox photo you have, their glam shot, he looks better than my inbox because his arms are like hyper extended at the elbows.
Yeah.
And the like the way they tucked him into the box his soft goods is just showing how bulky they are.
When they did the vacuum pull on the tray, it sucked the soft goods up against his body and it looks more natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, and we're still using the thin bladed lightsabers, which were fine for the time, but I don't care for them now. I do like the thicker bladed ones.
Yes.
Man, Farm Boy Luke, as much as I love this character, I do not love this action figure, and I was more than happy to upgrade him twice, by the way. I got the Landspeeder and I got the new one. He's a 2025 1. He's a 2016 2.5.
Ooh.
2.5 on this one. So sad.
I mean, you could probably rock him with his shirt open in the Landspeeder. That wouldn't be a good look, like his Corvette summer look.
I'll take the glasses off one of my G.I. Joe figures and stick them on this one.
Aviators?
It's sunbathing Luke.
Wicked.
Tatooine sunbathing Luke. All right, that brings us to the part of the show where last week was a bit of a bone of contention with Gaz being a new addition who did not get a chance to vote on the best in show. Of course, we're talking about the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery, and it is awarded to the best overall figure of each episode. Again, the inscription reads non mentum lorem, or no chin strap, because like the Duke John Wayne, Porkins knew chin straps are for sissies. Like I said at the beginning of the show, this week we put all the figures out in a social media post that appeared in this week's episode, and you all had a chance to vote on them. I got to tell you, it was close. We all voted in that as well. So there's nobody's vote carries any more weight than anybody else's. This is legitimately, what do we got here? Wait. Josh got something to say. I dressed as him for Halloween and everyone called me a caveman because I'm so hairy. Caveman? Oh, who? Porkins or Luke?
Ooh.
I don't know.
And Luke would be pretty cool.
I have to wonder if the internet delay, because I never know like how fast people are getting what we're talking about. So I'm not sure if we're talking about Luke or Porkins. I could probably cosplay a pretty decent Porkins. Anyway, sorry. Nobody's vote carried any more weight than anybody else's. I went through yesterday afternoon and I tabulated all the votes.
Across all the platforms.
And it was a close one. Thank you, Josh. It was Luke. Okay. All the votes across all the platforms by a very slow margin, or very slim margin. Congratulations, First Order Flametrooper. With just one vote separating you from the runner-up, you singed the competition.
I tried to tip the scales.
I know, but we'd already, there we go.
I know.
Bravo.
All right. By the way, the runner-up, Kanan Jarrus.
Kanan Jarrus.
Kanan Jarrus was our runner-up. And as much as I wanted it to be Kanan,
somehow he got the electoral vote, but still lost the election.
He got the electoral vote.
Somehow. I don't know how it works in the galaxy, but
yeah. By the way, the margins were so slim. How slim? One vote. One vote, as it says. Yeah. Darn. Honestly, Josh, I saw your votes and I calculated them, but including your votes for Luke. So
we thought Luke was going to win.
That being said, let's talk about the way forward. I'm just putting this out here now. Here's a sneak peek at what's coming up next week. We're taking a look at waves 7 and 8. And you can go and vote on these right now, because as we were doing tonight's show, this post went live on all of our social media platforms about a half an hour into the show. So once you're done here, head over to our social media. Make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, and you can vote on every platform.
Get your votes in.
Get your votes in. Tell your friends, and come back next week and vote on who you think the best in show is next week. We have Sergeant Jyn Erso, number 22, number 23, Captain Cassian Andor, number 24, K2SO. I'm very excited to see him making a return in Andor. Number 25, the Imperial Death Trooper, one of my favorite figures. Number 26, Unmasked Kylo Ren. And then we get into Wave 8, which is number 27, Director Orson Krennic. Number 28, the Scarif Stormtrooper Squad Leader. Along with that, the Walmart exclusive Scarif Stormtrooper. And number 29, C-3PO Resistance Base.
You probably didn't recognize him because of his red arm.
I have a red arm. Don't forget, it's one vote per person, per platform. The voting will close at 12 noon Eastern Time next Saturday, March 23rd. So get your votes in now for your favorite figure. Then Sunday night, come back and watch the show and find out who's going to take the Porkins medal. Oh, wait, what is he saying, Josh? Jyn is way hotter than Rey.
I don't know. Rey does have a pretty close looking sister.
She's got a bunch of sisters.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 of them, I think. I'm like, oh, it's a bunch of Reys.
I mean, subjectively, I'm in this camp too with Josh, but I mean, they're both babies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
as a 50 something married man, I am very very hesitant to start talking about my action figures or
now.
My...
If you wanted to put me in a room with Selma Hayek for 5 minutes, we'd have a problem.
Neither one is Rosario Dawson.
All right. Last word on that. It's live now, so do go when the show's over. Go ahead, go vote. And that brings us to the end of this week's Back in Black series. We are just a few weeks away from the debut of Andor. By the way, did you guys get a chance to check out the special Q&A with Tony Gilroy on the weekend? We watched it live here. We did a live watch party, and it seems like it was fairly well received.
It was good. Got some, not really any spoilery anything. But
I don't feel that we got anything spoiled.
No,
some good insight on season 1.
They did spend a lot of time recapping, didn't they?
Yeah. It's nice to see some of the actors caring about the property so much. I think that was my favorite sort of takeaway from that, was watching Genevieve O'Reilly gush over Star Wars.
When Genevieve O'Reilly started recounting sort of her experience on the on the production. I said it then, it was like, it's almost like she's slipping back into character.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
And, talking about like, the hours of work that went into dressing 1,000 people and giving the flowers to the people that behind the scenes don't get them was really nice. And seeing Gilroy not be like pretentious at all was really nice. And reiterating that he feels for us since we're going to spend a month away from our families.
I feel sorry for podcasters. I love that.
Is a really nice thing for a guy who, we might
Didn't
meet at
have
the
to,
convention,
right?
but not at all.
For the amount of time that we have spent just on Star Wars, well, just on Andor. I mean, if you go back and look at our Fandor playlist and count the number of hours that we've devoted to this property, you feel downright recognized, if not appreciated, when
100%.
the show's creator says, "Hey, I feel sorry for you guys."
Huge amount of respect right there.
Yeah.
Huge
So I don't ever recall being spoken to directly.
No.
Indirectly.
No.
Yeah. So it was
it's
very
pretty
cool.
direct. I mean, it's our ilk. I would.
Yeah.
After almost 4 years of this, we are YouTubers, Wes.
I know. What's up with that?
It's okay. We got votes coming in for next week.
Votes already in. I cannot count your votes here because you voted on Director Krennic. Okay, great. I see that, Sean. Thank you very much. I will tabulate the votes next Saturday. You got until 12 noon next week. So make sure if you haven't followed us on all of the social media platforms, head on over. They're all we're missing one here on the bottom.
Now,
we are on Threads, but that's easy enough to find.
I'm going to go there.
Let me put the slide back up. Then you can, there we go. That's everywhere we are. It's in the community tab on our YouTube channel as well. So you can vote there as well. We just need to know who is your pick for figure of the week next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything you guys would like to close out on before we say goodnight?
It's not Star Wars related, but
yeah.
I saw the Electric State.
I'm planning on watching it tonight.
I enjoyed it. It's not mind-blowing or anything like that, but it's a fun ride.
Okay. Should it have gotten a theatrical release?
I could see why they didn't.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
But it's... I know some people are saying that Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown phoned it in. I don't think so.
I mean...
I didn't...
If
didn't
Chris
come
Pratt
that way to me.
If Chris Priest,
Mm-hmm.
If his acting is anywhere on the caliber of what it was in the trailer, in the marketing, it was no more or less than Star-Lord. I thought it was kind of Star-Lord-esque.
A little bit.
And it's okay.
He's kind of one of those guys that plays himself in every movie.
Oh, so he's like Jason Momoa.
A little bit. I'm on Threads, and you might want to check it out. It's not showing up as the latest post.
Did you have something else scheduled to go out?
Not on Threads, I don't believe.
Is it there at all?
The last Fandom Power post was 4 days ago, and it's our.
Well, that's boo. Okay, I will double check.
Going
that.
to live for the last party. Yeah, no problem.
I will go and check that, and I will correct it.
Trying to vote 3 times for a short trooper.
I will make sure that it is fixed as soon as we finish up tonight. All right, guys, that's it for me. Anything for you, Hank?
No, these are so much fun, man. All right. I'm looking forward to Andor, but I'm also lamenting the fact that we're going to have to stop this for a month
because this for a while. Yeah,
these are so fantastic, and the engagement we're getting from like the 7 or 8 people that watch us every week is so much fun in the chat. Watching us, like, narcissistically watching us get numbers like we've been getting, even if it's 1 minute at a time. It's a little bit of dopamine every morning on the toilet. It's a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun.
Gonna have my coffee while I'm checking the YouTubes. Here we go. Yeah. All right, everybody. Listen, remember, whatever your thing is, always fan on. And remember, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Hank.
We will all see you on the next one, everybody. Bye for now.